32. And this has been so hard to pass down here, but Emerson gonna clear Mayato. Not gonna go low. He's gonna try and fake the 48. Stravato using the inside lane. Mayato now up half a groove. The second position looks for his first race. Then hard contact. Mayato up in the air, up on the hood, on top of the Geico machine. All over his back bumper. He's gonna have to be very tactical with his moves. Oh, and hard under braking. Stravato nearly locked it up there. St. Bear's big slide out of turn number 1. Comes Chris Samar, Kevin Cornelius. They're going to make a charge in the third lane. Is it too little, too late? Are they going to have the run out of turn number 4? Mark Emerson down low. They're all going to wreck. Dennis Fairclough in the lead right now. Here comes Nick Gardner. Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Championship race here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, live tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway. 150 laps to decide the champion. 4 drivers entering in, and only one can go home with the trophy. I'm here in the booth with Alec Martinez. Alec, how's it going?
It's going good, man. I'm excited to be here tonight. I think we got a great championship battle shaping up for tonight between the top 4, and man, I'm excited. This track's awesome. It's going to provide some great racing tonight.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. This old surface and these high downforce cars, we'll see how well that works out tonight. But we saw a really good battle last night for the championship, which you yourself took away. So congratulations again on that. And we'll see if we get as exciting of a finish as we had in that one. And the 4 drivers tonight, we've got Zach Carr, who's got 7 wins this season. Probably coming in here as the favorite, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I'd say he was. I mean, over these past few, or over this entire season, Zach's really put together a really solid year. I mean, 7 wins on the season. That's almost Kevin Harvick's stats from 2020 and when he got 9. So Zach's definitely, I would say, the favorite going into this race tonight. I mean, Seth has won. He won on both the last mile and a half that we had, Kansas, and then we went to Chicago, and he won that race, punched ticket into Atlanta. AJ's been very solid this year. He won at Homestead, and then Anthony with that clutch win at Talladega and passing Seth Hatchel off of turn 4 to get the win there and punching his ticket in here. And I tell you, this race with these 4 drivers, it's going to be very aggressive with these guys. These guys are going to race very aggressively, and with the way this 550 package works, the restarts are going to mean everything, and track position is going to be key. And I'm telling you, it's going to get after that second stage, the gloves are off, and these guys are going to go at it. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen between these 4, and not to mention with the way this format works with NASCAR. It's not 4 guys going against each other. It's the entire field, and it can always, you never know with everybody else being in this field, what the non-championship 4 guys can shake up between the actual championship 4 guys.
Yeah, and a few drivers up here currently quick in practice. That's Keith Mayato, who is a 3-time winner this season, but was eliminated in the last round of the playoffs. And Safe Ferris, who's been on and off the track, hasn't participated in every race, but he has been quick. With a couple poles to his name, he's up there in the top 5 fastest. Chris Samard as well, who's been consistently a top 10 driver each and every race. So definitely going to be drivers to watch out for. But as we look at the championship contenders coming into tonight's race, it is Zach Carr, the 7-time winner we just mentioned. He came in with the most victories by far. But you can't count out anybody else. Seth Hatchel, a 2-time winner this season, also has 8 top 5s and 14 top 10s. Very consistent. I believe he has 16 starts or 17 starts in total. So he has finished in the top 10 almost every single race. So definitely a driver to watch out for, and he's definitely found some momentum over the last few races in the playoffs. AJ Stravato, previous champion. Actually, Seth Hatchel, to note, is last year's champion, so he is going to try and repeat tonight. AJ Stravato, though, also a champion in this series. 2 seasons ago, he has 3 wins this season, 11 top 5s and 15 top 10s, so he has been very consistent as well. Then Anthony Pelican, kind of the dark horse in this one. Statistically, he's got 2 wins, same as Seth Hatchel, but fewer top 5s and top 10s. But he found, victory lane at the right time and able to sneak into this championship battle. And Anthony, winner of season 1. So we're looking at either a repeat champion or first time if Zach Carr can find victory lane for the championship tonight. So that's gonna be interesting. We might have our first 2-time champion here in the Below the Double Yellow Racing League tonight.
Yeah, that is true. And man, Seth, he's put on some runs this year that he came up at the right time and when he needed to, and that's what champions do. They rise at the right occasion, and this race with obviously having Zach, who's been the dominant guy of the year, AJ, who's been very consistent, and Anthony, who's been very consistent this year. You never know, man. This thing is wide open, and Atlanta being the track that it is, it's a driver's track, and you really need to attack this track. You got to keep the car under you, got to keep the tires under you on a long run. So, I don't know. This race is really going to be, like I said, it's going to be really interesting going into this race. And again, if Seth can get that second championship and go back to back, it's definitely, it'll show that he's used to the situation. And you never know. I think Seth's going to be definitely the guy you got to have to watch. And like you said, the dark horse being Anthony, you just never know, man. Anybody can win this. It's wide open. It's 4 guys, and remember, you don't have to win the race. You just have to finish ahead of the other 3 guys that you're going against. So it's not all about beating everybody. It's about beating those 3 guys.
Yeah, you're making sure to keep them as your measuring stick, and you want to be out in front of those guys. It looks like the top 3 so far in qualifying are the championship contenders, and then AJ Stravato across the stripe. That time he will jump to 7th, so he will be starting 4th out of the 4 drivers, but all up here in the top 10 to kick things off. So they'll be right around each other, at least from the get-go, and we'll see how things progress from there. Another driver actually looking to shake that up a little bit more. Ryan Gemmel comes across the line with a 38.95. Nice lap from him. Ryan wasn't able to make the playoffs after missing some races early on this season, and been fast, though, throughout the playoffs. It had opportunities to win, but has not found victory lane in quite some time, but he is looking to maybe end that streak tonight and play spoiler. Jeremiah Vincent, who was in the championship finale last night in the Xfinity Series, he's currently on track. And lap number 2, he's currently 15th out of 15 drivers, and you'd think he'd want to get up there, maybe help out his teammates or pseudo teammates in Zach Carr and AJ Stravato. And how much do you think having teammates going to help some of these guys tonight?
Well, I think teammates, and especially with the way this package works, these restarts, as we've seen in the Real Life Cup Series, are crazy, and it really is going to depend on a push. And if you have a teammate to help you out, that push can be very crucial in getting you ahead and getting you in clean air and being able to pretty much control the race and controlling what the pace of the race is and building that lead. And again, especially for this championship 4, having obviously Seth having V speed, LDR having Zach and AJ, and having Angelo, and if Jeremy's in here, having them being able to help each other, especially on the restarts. And then, Anthony, he's got his teammates, and obviously Seth has his teammates with V-Speed. So it's going to be really interesting. Teammates definitely will help here. And again, with the way we've seen in these 550 races as well, teammates taking away the air off of the leader and whoever that might be. So that definitely can, play a big factor in how this race is going to go. And man, it's going to be crazy. It's the championship. And remember, this is the last race for the Gen 6 car in this series. So I'm going to be pretty certain that we don't need these cars anymore. So we'll see what happens.
I think they're going to use them up. That's for sure. Yeah. And you said, the fact that the drivers and their teammates can kind of play a role with the aerodynamics. We saw that happen in real world here at Atlanta with Kurt Busch and Ross Chastain. Ross kind of right in the way of the leader at that point, and Kurt able to get on by and take the lead and run away with it and win that race. So that could come into play here, especially as the tires get worn out, and we'll see how the teammates get spread out. But it looks like qualifying is going to be done, and the drivers head to the drivers meeting. That Carr, the 7-time race winner this season, he'll be starting on the pole, and we'll be right back to run through the rest of our starting grid.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing and specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim. Back at the racetrack now, going to be going through our starting grid here tonight. Zach Carr rolling off from the point. The 7-time race winner captures the top spot here in qualifying, a 30.82. Great lap by him. To his outside, it's going to be Seth Hatchel, another championship contender, rolling off from second position. Starting in third here tonight, Anthony Pelican, another championship driver, and Chris Simard, number 37, he'll be starting from the fourth spot. Starting in fifth tonight, Ryan Gemmel in the sixth machine, and to his outside, it's going to be James Loveland rolling off from sixth position. Starting in seventh tonight, Angelo Ronis. Starting in eighth is going to be Say Ferris. Rolling off from ninth tonight, Dennis Faircloth. And to his outside, the final of the four championship contenders, that is AJ Stravato in the 33 machine.
And rolling off 11th, the 81 of Cody Atkins. And you know what? You never know what these guys can do. It's always going to be wide open. Rolling off 12th to his outside, Reggie Ortega, number 22, Virtual Racing League, Chevrolet Camaro. And rolling off in 13th in row number 7, Eric Lambert in the number 3 Auto Owners, Toyota Camry. Rolling off to his outside, the number 9 of Jeremiah Vincent, qualified in 14th and 15th, the number 70 of Lyle Sofridge. In 16th, we got Eric Hutton in the number 88. Rolling off 17th, Keith Miato starting in the back. It'll be interesting to see his progress going up through the field. Starting 18th, Josiah Vincent, and 19th is going to be Dallas Sullivan at number 46. And rolling off to the back end of the field, Zach Smith at number 1.
Yeah, some contenders towards the rear of the field. Jeremiah Vincent rolling off 14th there. Keith Miato 17th. It will be interesting to see those guys drive up towards the front. We know Keith is a really good tire saver, and he will probably find his way to the top 5 at some point in the race. The weather tonight, we've got a 119-degree track temp. That's going to make things pretty slick out there.
Oh yeah, for sure, and it'll definitely play a big role in how these cars are gonna act, and especially being as tires wear, especially with the way these cars with these big spoilers, with the way the air is gonna work, and how much as the run goes on, how much worse does air get. And are we going to be able to see these guys move around from top to the wall all the way to the bottom on that white line? It's going to be really interesting. Man, I'm excited to get this race going. Thanks for having me, Adam. I'm excited to hope these guys put on a good show for all of you guys watching.
Yeah, we're glad to have you up here, Alec. It's always nice to have other folks up here in the booth with us, and I'm excited to have you up here and work together, and especially moving forward when we get to the Thursday night series here in just a little while. But this is going to be totally different. These Cup cars around Atlanta tonight going to be a challenge for all of these championship drivers to pull it off. We'll see how they do here. 150 laps, 225 miles to the end of the season, pending any overtime. But they're racing the lap 50 to get things started. That will be the end of stage number 1. As we are working out of turn number 4, ready to get things going. Pace car making the hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And here we go. Green flag in the air. Zach Carr leads them across the stripe. We're underway here from Atlanta.
What a great restart by Seth Hatchel. He's got his teammate Chris Simard right behind him, not on him yet. I think Carr's going to clear him into 1.
And the 27 does get clear out of turn number 2. They settle single file amongst the top 3 now side-by-side teammates. Ryan Gemmel and Chris Simard, who got together last week at Bristol. Right behind them, Angelo Ronis and James Loveland fighting it out. Here comes AJ Stravato, already 2 positions gained in this race. Across the line, Zach Carr leads lap number 1.
Oh, contact 80 around on the man. Can he save it up the track? Oh, man,
Still
what a
hanging
save
on
by
to it.
Dennis. He's around. I don't think a caution's going to come out. Wow, what a save. Man, what a job by everybody getting around him and not hitting him.
Take a look at what happened here. Dennis had an incredible save last night. He gets into it with Reggie Ortega just exiting the tri-oval. And yeah, great job. Everybody avoids him. He's able to keep the car out of the wall. And very, very close call for him. But he'll continue on.
What a save, man. I don't think Reggie has much damage on that left rear, but man, what an awesome job by Dennis Faircloth for keeping that out of harm's way. And man, what a save.
They're racing hard up here still. Dave Ferris almost got into Chris Simard right there and almost put him in the outside wall exiting turn 2 as Reggie Ortega now makes a move underneath the 37. We see AJ Stravato's already worked his way to 6th, making up ground quickly here, trying to track down those other 3 drivers.
Yeah, what a great job by AJ getting some track position early here. As you see these guys working 2 and 3 wide here with Eric Lambert trying to stick it under Loveland and in the middle of Loveland and Atkins. Oh, and he gets loose off the corner. Another great save by these guys. Man, these guys are willing. Like you said, this track temp can play a big factor with the way these cars act.
We've seen them handling, you know, it seems like they get a little bit tight at points. Seems like the car's sliding up the track, maybe four-wheel sliding, which kind of feels like tightness at times, but they're doing a great job so far, 5 laps in. And we've single filed out amongst the top 5. AJ Stravato trying to take or hang on to 6th. The Safe Fair is charging around the outside, has a good run and help from the 22. It looks like Safe will take the spot away for the moment. Maybe AJ now going into conservation mode after pushing the car hard.
Yeah, it's getting right in front of his teammate, Reggie Ortega. And man, a big thing with these cars and making passes, as you just saw Safe do, is get to that right rear, pull them back a little bit, and especially having that help on the straightaway definitely will help get that run, build that run. As you can see, Safe just utilizing that. And AJ gonna push his teammate Angelo, try to stall out side by side with these cars. Really stalls you guys out, or stalls it out with the big spoiler on the back. And man, it punches such a big hole in the air and creates such big runs for the guy that's trailing.
Yeah, and it's not working out so far with this pass attempt for Safe Fares. And you see AJ Servato, he is kind of riding right in between those 2 lanes. Not really sure where to go just yet, trying to set himself up to maybe preserve the tires the best he can. Looks like Reggie's going to cut him a break and let him slide up the hill. But AJ wiggling there, able to hang on to it. Able to get around the 17 of Ronas now, in the 44 of Safe Fares has climbed to 5th, up from his 8th starting position. Stravato now going to try and challenge him. The 44 looks to the inside of the 6 machine. Luke Gemmel going to give that spot up. There goes Safe right on through. He'll move to 4th position, and now Gemmel going to try and hold off Stravato. Yeah.
AJ can get to that left rear and pull him back here. I think he's got help from Reggie. I think he can maybe get a spot on him.
Just has not really been side drafting very hard. You can see he's leaving quite a gap between the 2 cars. So maybe not thinking about doing the side draft just yet and trying to get an understanding of how this car is working for him. But he's doing a great job still moving forward. He does take 5th away if he can complete the pass here.
What Reggie can do here. Still up to he's up to the 6th quarter, and now it's a big development here. Safe Fares going down to the inside of Anthony Pelican here for 3rd.
Yeah, and the 44 now, he's been moving forward very quickly. Got out of a cannon, and he's going to try and take a spot away from a Championship 4 driver right here. Break up that top 3 as they go side by side into turn 199 down low. Pelican not really in the preferred groove at this point, I would think. Safe.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. That bottom, as the run starts to go on, this bottom starts to wear, and that outside lane, the middle of the outside lane becomes way more of a preferred line as the run goes on. But with the way this track is, you can run any lane really, and it really does help getting your nose out of dirty air and getting some clean air and saving that right front.
And we're on board right now with AJ Servato riding in 5th. He's now got a championship contender right here in front of him.
Oh, contact 22 into the back of the 6. 6 able to gather it up, but now Samard on the outside, or Ortega. And Samard can't get there. Ortega trying to pull back Gemmel.
Yeah, they are racing hard here outside the top 5. Inside the top 5, they've gone single file. Behind them, though, they're really, really close nose to tail. You see Cody Adkins working up a groove higher as he looks to try and make a move on Chris Samard. Cody having a real nice run up here in the top 10. One driver who's gone a bit the wrong direction, that is James Loveland. He's lost 5 spots here in the first 12 laps. You think he's trying to save as much tire as he can?
Yeah, I definitely could. You know, saving tires is very important, getting the tires into you as well, but you never know with the way air works. Your car could not be, sometimes you're just not used to how the car acts in traffic, and sometimes it throws you off for a loop and takes you a little bit to get back used to it and get in the rhythm again. And as you can see, he's trying to make a pass on Angelo Ronis here and try to get some of that lost track position back.
Yeah, we know James is definitely a tire saving master as well. We saw that in the Xfinity Series here below the double yellow last season. He found victory lane at Chicagoland after being extremely fast on the long runs, and he was also good at Homestead and had a couple good solid runs, the top 3 in the last race at Bristol. Very good on the long run there as well. So maybe just trying to use that skill set, serve what he has. As I'm not sure if these guys can make it on fuel or not. Looking at the fuel load, 80%. They're gonna go to lap 50. I don't know if they can go that far.
Looking at with about 80%, I think it's about 13.7 gallons in this Cup car. Man, I don't think normally a long run. I think you can go about 55 on with the normal fuel tank. I know having 20% of that fuel tank cut off is definitely gonna be interesting, and you never know. You could see one of these Championship 4 guys, if not some of these guys that aren't even in the Championship 4, try to play some interesting pit strategy and possibly shake things up at the front. But again, these tire sets are going to be very, very key to later in the race if there starts becoming cautions and having those crucial pit stops in the middle of the race.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how they play this strategy here early on, as Seth Hatchel has not let Zach Carr get too far up the road. The gap is about 6.5 tenths. And I think Seth has been saving just a little bit here. If he has an opportunity to track him back down, as Safe Fair is still hanging tough in third. He has been impressive here in the opening few laps, but how much has he burned off as he gets loose out of 2?
That could be one of those things of pushing hard here at Atlanta, man. Rear tires lit him up there coming off the corner. I don't know how much more track position to lose. A lot of momentum is going to be lost. AJ Stravato's going to have a run off of turn 4. I don't know what AJ is going to do with it as he looks to the inside.
Trying to take away the 4th position. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4 amongst the championship drivers, and he will get that
Let him
spot.
go. That's now this race is, going to the trends it normally has. Top 4 being the Championship 4, is it's starting to stack up behind them with the V-Speed 3, and now Reggie's loose off the corner, and man, these guys are getting after it.
Yeah, Gemmel stuck down low. He's going to get freight trained with those cars on the high side here. He may be trying to conserve fuel, maybe saving some tires down in that low lane. It's hard to say. It's at that point in the run where if you start losing track position, it's going to get more and more difficult to get it back. But he is not gaining ground right now, as Cody Adkins now looks to the high side. And Angelo Ronis right there in the mix as well. And there we go. There's a spot in line for Gemmel. He'll slot up right in front of the 56 of Loveland. He'll fall all the way to 10th through that fall right there. Outside the top 10, though, some good battling here. Eric Lambert, Josiah Vincent, Jeremiah Vincent back here as well. My auto up 4 spots to 12.
He hasn't really came up the field as much as I thought he would. He's sitting back here in 12th. I don't know. I'm assuming as the race goes on and as this run goes on, especially yesterday in the Xfinity race, he seemed like he was able to keep the tires under him throughout a run and be able to just fly on the long run. I'm assuming Keith will probably get it all figured out here, and he'll be up at the front in no time.
Yeah, he is closing in on the lead pack. Let's see what the lap times are this time. Jack Carr 33 flat. Iotto with 33 flat as well, so he's running the same times as the leader. That being said, most of the drivers in front of him are 32.9, so Keith may still be saving fuel and saving tires. We know he is very likely to be doing that. But Anthony Pelican starting to close back up on Seth Hatchel. That gap just a couple of car lengths. Would be the battle for second. Nothing really happening there just yet. But these guys are not they're not too far apart from each other, so might start seeing some movement forward and backwards here.
Yeah, all in close distances here, and man, Safe still trying to make that top line work, get any sort of run on AJ. I don't know if he'll have something here, but yeah, Anthony Pelican, he's one of those guys that you can always trust him that he'll be fast as the run goes on. And man, almost a little contact in the back with Eric Lambert and Jeremiah Vincent. But yeah, Anthony, he tends to keep his tires under him too, and you never know as these runs go on. I could see Anthony, if Seth and Zach don't be careful saving their tires, I could see Anthony definitely being able to contend with them as the run goes on.
Yeah, he was very strong last night in the Xfinity cars. Ended up finishing in the 2nd position, but he was up there in the top 5 pretty much all race long, and you could tell he had some good speed. This car very different than that one, but he obviously knows his way around this place, and hanging up here in the top 3 spots. But Stravato's starting to put some pressure on him here. He's now up to the bumper through the tri-oval. He's going to look
What do you
low
think?
here. Let's see if he makes the move in one. He will send it down in there.
I don't know. I think Anthony will probably have to run off the corner. It's just going to depend if Seth Hatchel gives him a little draft. But it looks like AJ able to clear up on the 99s in front of the 99's nose. Stravato up to P3. It's getting interesting. These top four in the championship are really shaking it up.
And that was interesting there. It looked like Anthony almost gave it to him, really just trying to be conservative here. Doesn't want to get in trouble early. And, you know, he was very gracious last night, giving room to the championship 4 drivers not being in that championship battle himself. But he's doing a solid job up here. Started 3rd, running 4th. And he is getting some pressure now from the 44 and the 37, but they're starting to battle themselves. A little farther back, Cody Adkins trying to make a move on Angelo Ronis. That would be for 8th. Nothing happening quite yet. Here comes, Gemmel.
I think Loveland's going to have a big run. It's just going to be, what will Loveland do if he pushes his teammate, takes it 3, or pushes Cody here? Can't get enough of a run yet. Still side by side into the corner. Man, Adkins going to get tight on that door. Man, it's really, really hard to pass here when you get on the bottom of somebody with all of your aero just getting taken off of the right side. All that side force getting taken away here. Man, especially with how low grip this track is, you can really just, the car just pushes, or sometimes it even gets loose. And man, as you can see, Cody right on that apron got loose. Man,
little piece of the paint there, and it started to put that car around, and he was able to hang on to it. But look at all the ground he lost. That's like 6 or 7 car lengths behind James Loveland. And Loveland himself, he got a little bit tight on entry to the corner there, running right behind Gemmel. But they are sticking right on top of each other here, nose to tail. And that may be the most effective strategy at the moment, as look, Angelo Ronis going way up the hill here. Now Gemmel looks low. Doesn't want to get caught in that trap, though, of trying to make the pass down on the bottom without any help. Does have a little push here.
A little bit of an air push. Oh, trouble! The 37's around.
That is Chris Simard able to keep it off
Keeps
the wall.
on the inside wall. Looks like maybe a part failure on that with the way the wheels were turned.
And we saw
I didn't see that. Yeah, it looks like he just went around on the straight. I don't really know here.
Yeah, it goes full lock. Definitely a technical failure. We saw him have that happen a few weeks back, and it cost him dearly. What an amazing job to keep it off the wall, but he will go many laps down, towing it straight to pit road. So unfortunate there for Chris Simard, who will probably be out of this race if he doesn't return. Definitely was fast up there, running in the top 6 or 7.
He's definitely gonna lose a lot of time not being on the racetrack and having a tow and everything. Yeah, I don't know. That's a very bad situation there for Chris. I know he had that problem. I can't really remember where, but yeah, I know he had that problem a few weeks ago, and I think that possibly cost him a shot at being in this race and racing for a championship.
Yeah, it put him well behind the 8 ball. It was in the second, or I think it was the first round of the playoffs he was eliminated. Yeah, not able to make it into the previous round. So, unfortunately.
Oh man, what a save. As these guys are battling here for the 7th position, as Gemmel's gonna clear Ronis. Man, what a save by James Loveland. Thought he was going around.
Yeah, trying to go back and find that. That was out of turn number 2. Oh, just kept it out of the wall and right off the nose of the 81 of Cody Adkins. So great job by James. That'll hurt his tires a little bit, though, as he falls to 10th. Keith Mayato has moved to 11th now with Simard exiting the race. And Keith still putting down good lap times, contending with the top 5 in terms of speed. So we'll see when he gets up there if he's able to make it all the way to the top 5. But 30 laps in, Zach Carr has led every single one so far. And we might be closing in on pit stops here if they do have to bring it down pit road.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what pit stops, because, man, the way this track, getting slowed down from 150 in the middle of the corner to 50 miles per hour, I think it is, can really, really you can just miss the pit entrance if not speeding pit road. And speeding here with how slow the pit road is compared to the on-track pace, you might lose a lap or two, and especially if you're one of these championship 4 guys, you don't want to lose any time to the other 3 that you're racing, and losing a lap could mean your run is over, and you don't want to have that happen 50 laps into 150 lap races. We see Chris Samard entering back on the track.
Yeah, so Chris now 4 laps down. Don't know if he took any tires there while he was on pit road. Probably automatically put them on for him. But Zach Carr, his lead is shrinking. It's now a quarter second as Hatchel and Stravato are closing in. And that's a bit surprising to me that Stravato has been able to continue to make progress with how hard he pushed opening 10 or 15 laps there, make up all those positions. But he is closing in on Hatchel, and subsequently Hatchel closing in on Zach Carr. So it's going to get interesting here. We're not quite at the end of the stage. We still got plenty of time to race things out.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, man. Meeting in clean air is usually the best thing, but Zach maybe might have pushed it a little too hard, and now Seth's starting to run him back down. But now the thing is going to be for Seth is, can he get that push for Stravato, or can he make up all this time on his own and trying to get out of the 27's air and trying to maneuver around that air?
Going to be tricky. You see he goes about a half car lower to get a little bit of that fresh air on the left front, and now fully in the wake. Carr looks like it gets a little bit upset right there on exit, but yeah, they're hanging tough. 2/10 separating these drivers. Meanwhile, Anthony Pelican and Safe Fair is also closing in, so the only car going the wrong direction, that is Zach Carr. Gonna try and hang on to this thing, but the gap now under 2/10 across the stripe there, continues to lead. It'll be 15.
Seth has a big tire gap from what it's looking like. Seth is really reeling him in over this last 5 laps. He really has saved the life. Sorry to cut you off there, but man, looking at the run that Seth is getting here, he just needs that push from that 33, or if he wants to utilize running that top lane and getting a big run down the straightaway, that could definitely help him and get in the lead. It's going to be important getting the lead. Stage points don't matter, but getting that track position at the beginning of the stage, second stage, is going to be very important.
And we've seen when Seth gets out in front, he can be very difficult to get around.
Yeah.
He makes the car wide, but he'll run you clean.
That is for sure.
But Stravato the same way. Anytime AJ Stravato finds that front, he does not like to give it up, as they are hunting that front spot right now. They are all over the 27 machine. Safe Fair is able to take 4th back away now from Anthony Pelican. So that's going to be a change of hands for position there. But yeah, the top 3 driving away now as those 2 were battling. It's a pretty good margin back to the 44. And Anthony seeing those other 3 drivers pulling away.
AJ trying to get to that left rear of the 8. Not able to do it just yet. It's going to help now. He's going to be right on that back bumper of Seth Hatchel. And now, I don't know if Seth's going to try. As you can see right there, just front end of the 8 just gets really, really tight. And it's just because of that air wake with that big 8-inch spoiler on the back of these cars. Just really affects the way the aerodynamics go across the car. And now AJ Stravato, look at the inside of the 8.
Side by side through 1 and 2, the 8 and the 33. Look at Chris Samard closing in on all this. Those fresh tires. Yeah. Oh, Stravato gets a big wiggle.
Taking all the air off of that right side, losing the side force there, as you can see. Now Hatchel settling in second. Samard up to the outside trying to pass these guys. It's going to be interesting now. Once he gets around Seth, it might affect him on the straightaway. Not as much, but AJ's going to have a big run. Now it's going to be interesting to see once the 37 gets ahead of the 27 for this next lap or 2, and how much that affects him as they're side by side again for second. Stravato looking on the inside of Seth Hatchel here.
Not able to complete the pass just yet, but they'll still be side by side out of the corner down the backstretch. AJ getting a little closer, trying to apply that side draft. Can't quite pull up next to him. But while that's happening, that car loving what he's seeing. He's driving away. The gap now 0.6 of a second that quickly. And I don't know if it makes sense for Seth to maybe let AJ pass here. Try and get up there and see if they'll battle it out for the lead. And he might be able to close back in. But
yeah, I don't know. Track position means a lot, and especially in this race, you're racing for a championship. You don't want to let any of those guys with red spoilers go by you here. As he cuts under the inside, what a nice crossover on Stravato here. I don't know if he's going to be able to do much into the corner here. Stravato runs a higher line, trying to get that momentum off the corner. Hatchel not able to get in the gas, gets a little loose. and Stravato's going to clear. And it looks like Stravato has had the faster car than both Carr and Hatchel. And I don't know if there's enough laps only 10 to go in the stage, and see if AJ can get up to Zach here. I don't think, from what it looks like, I don't think we're going to be pitting anytime soon. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens and if AJ can run down the 27.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that no one has brought it down pit road 40 laps into it. You know, I don't know if these guys are just pushing as far as they can to save that extra set of tires. They do have 5 additional sets tonight, so there's no trouble with tire supply. We've seen much more limited sets in different races. So these guys maybe not worried about that, but still going to try and save as many as they can as that car moves up to the high side now. All the way up by the wall.
Larson line, man. I don't know if it's the Larson line, the Reddick line anymore. I don't know. It seems like Tyler Reddick likes running that wall too, but man, we're running into lap traffic here. I don't know how that might affect Zach Carr, as he's got about a 7-8 car length lead over AJ Stravato, but running up on lap traffic, I think it's the 80 and Dennis Faircloth. We had that incident in lap 2. I'm sure Dennis will probably let them by, but I'm wondering if it'll affect Zach any bit to get AJ any closer to him as we come to the end of the stage.
Yeah, I'm sure Dennis will be very respectful and probably let those guys by. He does have that right front damage from the contact. That's probably what's been hurting him, and also that big slide is definitely going to hurt the tires. But he is just in, you know, he's in desperation mode, probably trying to just hang on to this lead lap. Don't want to get lapped this early. But luckily for him, he does have a bit of a gap up to Zach Smith, so if he gets lapped, the lucky dog is still in play for him. But Stravato tracking down the 27 right now. He's closed that gap now to 3.5 tenths and continuing to slice into it here out of turn 2.
He's only going to have 6 laps to see if he can pass Zach, and Zach's a smart driver. He knows what to do and blocking that 33's air, but right here, AJ running that middle line, gets a nice diamond through the middle of the corner here. Kind of the sort of lines you're either painting that white line, the Harvick line as they call it, or
run here.
Diamond. Oh man, wow, what a run AJ got. Looks like Zach's letting him by. I don't know if Zach didn't have any fuel to save or something happened there. I don't know. It's just, man, AJ gained such a big amount of time. It looks like Zach let him by. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe just a teammate deal, or seeing what's happening here.
Yeah, I don't really know what the advantage would be for Zach there. He is. He's clutching right now.
Yeah, he might be really close on fuel, and if he runs out of fuel before the stage is over, he is going to be in trouble because the pits are going to close in about 2 or 3 laps. If he runs out of fuel, he is going to be in big trouble, and if he loses a lap, that might be all she wrote on this amazing season that he's put together.
Hatchel also clutching right now. He might even be shutting the engine off. Let's go on board with AJ. See what he's doing. I think he might be clutching too, but decided to clutch maybe a lap later than Zach. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, engine
as well.
All the way
Maybe
down.
fuel was a concern. Now it's getting really, really interesting. And we saw at Chicago, Zach had to pit. Being that lead car punches such a big hole in the air when you're out front, you're using the most throttle, and that being that leader can punch such a big hole in the air, and you're using so much more throttle. You can run out of fuel way quicker than everybody else who happens to be in draft.
Yeah, we're on board with Anthony Pelican now as he starts to close back in on the 44 of Safe Ferris and the 8 of Seth Hatchel. He does not appear to be clutching, so maybe he thinks he can make it from here, just lifting a little bit earlier.
You know, that could be another reason why we saw Anthony fall back a little bit, was saving that fuel. As we see Safe Ferris starting to close up on the 8 of his teammate, the number 8, Seth Hatchel here. As Hatchel is closing in on the 27. Ooh, man, that was a little too close for comfort probably for Seth there, as he's starting to get a little bit of a run on Zach. And Anthony really hasn't seemed to be gaining a lot of ground on these guys. I don't know if he's still close on fuel as well, as AJ starting to open a big lead, still saving some fuel as Hatchel now looks to the inside. Man, if Zach loses a lot of spots here, it's going to be interesting to see on this next restart as he sees the 44 get under the 27 now.
Yeah, and Zach Carr from 1st to 4th in the matter of just about 3 laps. And here goes Anthony Pelican. He might take 4th away now.
In a matter of 5 laps, Zach's going to go from the first car in the standings to the last car, and he is really off the pace. I don't know if these guys, the 6, the 56, and the 81 might run him down now. he might have ran out of fuel or he might have pushed his fuel way too hard. Here he is really limping it around as the pit's close, and man, he is just creeping it pretty much.
Yeah, and Stravato now the white flag lap for stage number 1. He's got almost 2 seconds in the bag over Seth Hatchel, who continues to hang on to that second spot. And Seth got an advantage there from running behind.
I think Carr's out of fuel. He is sputtering or something. He is way out of fuel. Yeah, he might be out of fuel here. He is losing a ton of spots as the stage is going on. He might fall all the way back to the end to about 9th.
Yes, here goes Keith Miato. That is 9th position right there as Stravato working out turn 4 is going to win stage number 1, and the driver who started farthest back of the championship contenders.
He's out of fuel. He is closing he is got to be on fumes here as Jeremiah, Vincent, Dallas Sullivan, and these guys are closing on him. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up pace speed. He might have to go all the way to the back.
Yeah, we'll have to see. They have to go at least one more lap around. He's already missed.
On the radar. He is out of the fuel. He does not have anything in the tank.
And what a disaster
Big
that would
developments.
be. The driver has won 7 races running out of fuel here in stage 1. We knew it might be an issue, and it has become a major issue for the 27. Everybody else able to make it to the end of the stage. They're all saving pretty hard right now.
Did I see that? The 22 also has a bunch of damage on the right side. He must have got into the wall there. And Angelo's just not had a strong run this day. And Zach Carr is pitting a close pit at the end of the stage. Oh man, this is not going to be good. The only thing here is, you know, pace car's in 3. I don't think he's going to get lapped, but he's going to have to restart inside, maybe a little bit outside the top 15. He's going to be a long ways from the leaders in this other championship. For as he misses his stall.
Ooh, that could be deadly if you do that. He did back up though, so.
Yeah, they jacked up the car. He's good, but man, he is gonna fall such a ways back.
Here come the leaders on the pit road. Zach does take tires, so he's rolling off now. He'll go to the end of the longest line, which will be basically the end of the field, even behind the lap cars, I believe. Let's see how AJ Stravato does getting into his pit box.
Crucial pit stops here. Oh man, cutting it close.
That's sliding into his box. Anthony Pelican, no issue at all.
Wow, yeah, big developments for Zach Carr there. That could be a most costly mistake he's made all year.
We've seen him have some pit road and strategy issues like that. There goes Stravato. He'll take the lead off pit road. But yeah, what you're saying, it is definitely a bad mistake to happen. And luckily, he has almost 100 laps to recover. But he is going to have to be very careful farther back in the field like this, or be very aggressive and make his way forward as quickly as possible. And it's not impossible. We saw Stravato already do it. He came from 10th to win that stage. So if anybody can do it, I think that 27 definitely up there.
Absolutely. He's won 7 races this year. There's no doubt he was the championship favorite coming into this race, and if he wants to prove that that he can still, that he can win this championship, this would be a perfect way to prove, coming from the back and going all the way to the front and passing the guys that he needs to, especially in this championship 4. If he can do that, it'll be for sure a well-earned championship. But man, he's got a lot of work cut out for him.
Got a few more takers on the pit road now. Chris Samard, Dennis Faircloth, both off the lead lap. We saw Lyle Sulfridge, I believe Jeremiah Vincent and a few others did actually stop during the first stage. Some of them back on pit road. Right now, getting service done, Jeremiah pulling into his pit stall. They just took a splash of fuel to make it to the end. So, yeah.
Yeah, they love playing those strategies.
Yeah, it's not going to work out for them. They'll all be off the lead lap, I believe. At least Jeremiah will be. I think Josiah might still be on the lead lap here.
I think Jeremiah, Josiah are on the lead lap. Lyle is also on the lead lap.
Oh, yeah.
Only ones a lap down I see are Dennis Faircloth and Chris Samard.
Yeah,
are the only ones a lap down, yeah.
Lyle's going to get the wave around here. So we'll have 17 cars on the lead lap out of 19 starters. The only 2 off the lead lap there, Chris Samard and Dennis Faircloth, who both had issues in stage 1. But AJ Stravato, Seth Hatchel, Safe Ferris, Anthony Pelican, Ryan Gemmel, the top 5. You got to go all the way back now to 14th to find Zach Carr. He's still letting people by. There goes Dennis Faircloth.
And the longest line penalty kicking in there is Vincent was going to pass him. Josiah Vincent also passed him. I think he's going to fall back to about 15th, 16th here. Reggie Ortega still coming out of the pits here. I think he's going to line up about, yeah, it looks like 15th, 16th here.
Yeah, and he'll have one last lap of fuel. I think they should be okay to make it on one more stop.
My only other worry could be he had run another lap on his tires of going even half pace here. It really affect those tires, so he might not have as much tire life as the guys ahead of him as well. So this restart's going to be very, very important in getting a lot of spots like AJ Stravato did. But this restart up front's going to be important with AJ Stravato, Seth Hatchel, Say Ferries, and Anthony Pelican. And Seth, we talked about teammates at the beginning of the race. Seth Hatchel has a teammate in third here with Say Ferries. So this could be very interesting to see how this plays out and if Seth Hatchel can get in front.
Definitely going to be one of the most crucial restarts we have tonight. That's pretty, he's usually not super aggressive on these restarts, but he knows what's at stake here tonight. He's going for back-to-back championships, and AJ looking to get back onto the top step in the championship after winning it 2 seasons ago. And here we go, green flag back in the air. He is off and away, and Safe Fair is not a good restart. That will leave a gap there for the 8 machine of Hatchel, maybe some coordination amongst the teammates, but Seth's going to hang on to second for the moment. He'll bring it down the hill now. That leaves Anthony Pelican up on the high side, seemingly by himself. There goes Safe now, going to work on past him. So the 99.
Gemmel.
Yeah, Gemmel doesn't look like he's
Zach Carr back here. They're kind of stuck side by side here. He's behind the 4, Josiah Vincent. He's trying to make his spots up here. And as we see at the front of the pack, Seth Hatchel, he's got to push from his teammate here. I don't know if he can get up to AJ. He's got to run.
Yeah, Zach Carr swinging it to the high side farther back, looking to the top side of the 4 here. And then Zach Smith closes the door.
Man.
No, he leaves it open for him, so Zach might be able to get another one here. But the 4 machine coming back. And here goes Zach continuing to charge forward, making up more ground, now up to 12th. But he needs to make up a lot more than that. As AJ Stravato with the 8 machine all over his tail. They're running completely different lines. Hatchel up the track.
He's gonna have a run here. I don't know if he can get there. Not enough.
Oh,
trouble on the back. Smith into the inside wall hard. I don't think the caution's gonna come out as the one hard in the inside wall. That might be the end of his race.
He takes it behind the wall there. Big impact. That was off the nose of Reggie Ortega, I believe. But he might have gotten loose all by himself ahead of time.
Out of the lead now. Hatchel going by the 33, side by side.
Side by side, Hatchel now. Yeah, he's got the nose out in front. He's got the run from the top side. Can he clear him?
Stravato do here. He's pulling him back here. Not going to be enough. Hatchel to the lead, and now to the lead in the championship standings.
And Hatchel, who had a shot at winning every single race in the previous round. He was running up there towards the front at Bristol. He was leading coming out of 4 at Talladega, and he won at Chicagoland. He has really caught fire at the right time, but AJ Stravato had to make that big recovery last week at Bristol a couple times and able to just squeeze in. You know, he's really chomping at the bit to try and hold on to that lead. Here he goes, making a move down to the inside into turn number 3.
It's interesting that Hatchel's got his teammate, Say Ferries, right there to push him if he needs any assistance. And Say Ferries could also be, as they say, a moving roadblock for the 33 and holding him back to get into his teammate, Seth Hatchel, for the championship.
Yeah, and the concern I have with Safe here is he sometimes pushes the car really, really hard, and we've already seen him lose control once or twice. And just don't want to be up here pushing too hard with these championship drivers and cause problems.
The last thing you want to do is wreck one of these championship 4 guys. They will definitely not make your Christmas card list.
As Anthony Pelican, right here in the middle of all this too, he continues to run up inside the top 5. Very strong run. But how about 2 cars back? That is Zach Carr, the 27, up to 6. Now looking at 5th, Ryan Gemmel. What a drive from him here at the start of this run.
Yes, man, what a great drive. Trying to show that he can win this championship no matter what you throw at him here. To the outside of Ryan Gemmel here in the number 6. Not going to have a run he might here with Anthony Pelican giving him a little bit of draft. Wow, what a comeback by Zach Carr, but now the work gets tougher. You're in the top 5. You got the other 3 championship contenders right in front of you, and I don't think these guys are going to move over as easy as the guys that aren't in the championship.
He continues to now put pressure almost into the outside wall right there, but good run. He'll clear Anthony Pelican up to 4th now. A full recovery already.
Oh, trouble down Sullivan in the wall in turn 3. Hard.
Yeah,
Right side pancaked.
What happened here? Oh, he just missed the corner. Oh, and he gets into Mayato.
Wow, yeah, Mayato, let's see if Mayato's got any damage here. Yeah, he's got a bunch of right side damage on that number 36. That may really hurt his race and getting up to the front. That's bad right front damage. You don't want to have right front damage in these cars.
Yeah, he was making a good drive towards the front as well, up to, I think it was about 8th at the time. And just biding his time, slowly moving forward, and he is definitely going to have that stalled out right now. But it is still Seth Hatchel is behind him, side by side. Dave Fair is AJ Stravato, Zach Carr right there in the mix.
This is a good thing for Hatchel here. He's going to help his teammate, get his teammate draft down the straightaways here. Try to pull away from AJ Stravato. Stravato trying to get to that 44 here. Trying to get by him, get behind the 8, so you put a little bit more pressure on him. As you see, Zach Carr going to the outside of AJ Stravato. Not going to get to his quarter yet. AJ still fighting on that bottom, trying to get by that 44, but now he's got a little bit of a push from his teammate as Anthony Pelican sitting right behind him. Is Anthony saving his tires, trying to fight for this long run and seeing if he can get anything before we most likely are going to have green flag pit stops?
I think pit stops happening right around lap 100, 102, somewhere in there, so they can make it to the end without saving all that hard. You can run out coming to the end. You don't want to run out coming to the end of stage 1. That's the big difference there. These guys can pit, earlier or later, depending on what they think is going to help them in the long run. I would think, having those fresher tires could be better than having the gap as the race leader at a track like Atlanta, but tough to say exactly. It's been hard to pass out here, even
really
with these guys who are putting everything on the line.
Yeah, man, Safe is being a good teammate right now. He's holding back AJ. He's letting Seth try to keep his tires under him, so just in case AJ or Zach Carr or even Anthony Pelican, if they were to get by, that Seth has his tires saved, and of all things, he's got the best track position on the track. Nobody in front of him, clear windshield. He's got clean air. And we saw AJ had the better long run car, but man, right now AJ is having to push those tires to the absolute limit, trying to get by the 44.
And Zach not quite close enough to either one of these guys to push them, out in front of the other so they get out of this two-wide battle. But they have just been stuck next to each other like this for lap after lap now. And,
yeah, and oh, AJ's running him tight. Oh my! Almost a little contact.
Things are getting heated up here. I'm sure AJ is not happy. I can't hear him over the radio, but I know some of the things that he's said in the past, and he might be screaming them out right now. Just let me by. But
yeah.
Safe not rolling over. I think Safe wants to win this race too.
Like we said with NASCAR, it's so much different with the way this format works. We have guys that aren't even in the championship racing the guys that are in the championship, and it throws a big wrench into everybody's plans. And man, Safe is trying to play that spoiler here. His car right on the back bumper. As you see his nose slide up, it's that dirty air effect. And man, AJ is going to lose a lot of spots. He's got to find a place in line as Anthony Pelican gets to the outside. AJ Stravato not happy on the radio.
Yeah, and Zach able to get a good run here now, back up to 3rd position, bringing Anthony with him. And here comes Cody Adkins trying to work his way into the top 5. What a good run for him. He can close out
Cody's
the season.
Having a great run. Cody's having a great one as AJ slides it in front of Ryan Gemmel there. Gemmel gives him the space contact with the 56 on the apron up the racetrack. Saves it. What a save as there's contact between the 3 of Eric Lambert and the 56 of James Loveland. Dennis Faircloth going to the outside of the 56 now. Man, things getting more aggressive here in the front of the pack here as we go into later in this race. Is Faircloth almost up into the wall?
That incident with the 56, very similar to what happened with Faircloth and Ortega earlier, as they came together at the exit of the tri-oval down towards turn number 1, and James doing a good job of keeping the momentum underneath him, not losing that car. He does fall to 10th, but still in the hunt here. And how about Eric Lambert running 8th? He's got a ton of damage on the right front of that car, and he is still hanging tough up here.
Yeah, he's having a great run as well, along with Cody Atkins. But man, I can guarantee you having any little bit of damage at this track with the way these cars are, definitely not driving good in traffic, and definitely punching a big hole in the air. But he's holding on strong, and I know Eric, I've raced him a few times, been around him a few times this season. He doesn't let you have it easy, so it's definitely hard work getting around him, and he's a tough competitor, and he likes fighting for every position.
Yes, he does. As we go single file now amongst the top 10 and even further back. Nobody really battling side by side for the moment, but you know Zach Carr going to try and make that move here pretty soon. He is on the bumper and now looks to the inside through the tri-oval. He's got a bit of a run, but no draft down there. See what he does in this corner. We're going to run right behind him, way up the racetrack.
Dave's going to take that air away. I don't know what Zach's going to do. You see him push up again. Now Anthony Pelican is going to have a big run. He's going to tuck him behind the 27. The 33 is underneath the 81 of Cody Atkins here. And now Gemmel in the 6 is going to go to the outside of Stravato. And that might lose Stravato even more spots as he's trying to claw his way back into the front. He sees the 99. He sees that red spoiler. He wants to be behind him. He doesn't want to lose spots to these guys with the black spoilers pretty much. As Gemmel almost up into the outside wall.
Everybody racing hard here. I mean, they were nose to tail amongst the top 10 there. And then AJ peeked out of line. They've separated a bit since then. He does have room behind Gemmel, but like you said, he doesn't want to be this far back. I think he wants to be a bit closer to the front. And he gets on the apron a little bit right there.
Zach Carr looking under the 44 safe areas. Anthony Pelican, what does he do? This could decide who gets this position here. Pelican goes down to the bottom, gives Zach a little bit of a push. Atkins looks high. Zach gonna do the slide job on the 44. The 44 can't get enough of a run over the cross. He might actually, now that, a little bit of contact with the 33 and the 6. Pelican now underneath the 27 as Atkins goes to the outside as well.
Drivers losing patience at this point halfway through the race. Stravato definitely frustrated. You can tell just when he gets out there, he starts pushing people around and making more aggressive swings on the racetrack. That's, you know, a visual indicator. He is not happy with what's going on around him, and stuck in 7th right now. The leader's not far in front of him, which is a good thing, but there are a handful of cars between him and them, so wants to clear those out as fast as possible. Slots in the line behind Gemmel now.
Now it's going to be big now with Anthony Pelican being on the inside. If he can clear up on that 81 here, right there.
It's tight.
Oh my goodness. Right in front of him. Oh man, what a move by Anthony Pelican, getting it up where he needs to, not allowing anybody to get to that outside and possibly costing you 5-6 positions now with how much tighter this pack is closing in.
They are all over each other. Let's see, back to Keith Mayato. That's only 1.8 seconds separating the top 11 drivers, almost like a super speedway race. But
yeah, not for one of this, so I mean.
Yeah, the 550 package will do that to you. As Cody Atkins now looks to the inside of Gemmel, or actually Gemmel rather to the outside of Atkins, and here comes Stravato. He's got the high groove now.
Crucial thing, a crucial position, a crucial pass for AJ Stravato here. As we see, he's gonna have to get that run off with Gemmel here. He might get his Atkins gets loose. That might kill all his momentum. And Stravato's going to go by. He'll take the 4th or the 6th position there. As now we look here as Zach Carr trying to fight under that 44 safe Ferries. Ferries is holding tough here. He's pretty much blocking for his teammate right now as Hatchel is starting to gap these guys a little bit. I can tell you Zach Carr is going to probably run out of patience here as Gemmel once again almost into that 1-to-1. Stravato goes down to the bottom. And there are battles all over this track as this race is going on here.
A bit more action-packed than I thought it was going to be. Oh, big wiggle there from Zach Carr. Almost contact.
He is pulling the 44 back.
Yeah, Anthony Pelican, you can see he dropped down to the bottom there trying to push Zach through.
Oh, Zach's going to get really tight here.
Here comes Pelican, big run. Flings it up
What
to the
does
high
Anthony
side.
do? He gets to the outside, not enough.
Like he backed out of it right there too.
And Anthony is racing really smart, but it might be not
smart.
aggressive enough. Yeah, it might be too smart. This is just, you gotta race these guys hard. As AJ underneath the 6 of Ryan Gemmel, I don't know if he's gonna be able to complete the passes. Now Cody Atkins is up to the 33's right rear.
Yeah, it's just a carousel of trading positions. The 33, he'll get by 1, and then they go to the top side, he'll lose 1, he'll lose 2, and then he'll get him back. He just is kind of stuck right now, stuck in a rut here, and trying to dig his way out, but just has not been successful over the last 10 or 15 laps. And now, push from the 81, he'll look down low again. Not quite enough that time. Gemmel holding strong up high, and AJ a little sideways. He might get to his quarter here, though. Nope.
Can't get there, and as all this battling's happening, right behind the 81, we've talked about him earlier, Eric Lambert is closing in on this battle, and so is James Loveland right behind him in the 56. These guys are getting close. These guys are getting packed up, as now Seth Hatchel has about a 5-car length lead over the 44 car. I can tell you, I think Safe's tires are really starting to hurt him now, and he is starting to stack these guys up nose to nose.
Yeah, and Seth has not been able to pull any farther out than that, which is a bit surprising, but he might be saving his stuff. Waiting until...
Oh! Man, AJ is getting up after it right now. He is all over the place on the backstretch, trying to get by that 6. This could be a crucial pass. As we see Zach Carr getting a big run from the top. He's trying to get by safe. He looks down to the bottom. Just don't know if he can clear this pass as he throws it in. He might be able to complete this pass as it gets right down on that door, pulling him back in that corner as Stravato struggles to pass the 6 car of Ryan Gemmel.
And now both Zach and AJ in the same position. They're stuck down low. There's cars nose to tail up on the outside of him, but Zach, good run here. He's got a little bit cleaner air now.
You're getting tight. 44 is taking all that side force away from us. Now Anthony Pelican's going to give him a shove. This could be big for Zach Carr if he can just throw it in and clear that 44, get in front of him, as he might be able to do it here, and he does.
Another slide job can safe pull the crossover on him. He does
come. Carr got tight.
He's still got the advantage.
Gonna pull him back.
Here goes
Doesn't
Anthony.
have to push. He does now. Throws it in. I don't know if it's going to be enough. They slide up the track.
He's got
Man, Anthony Pelican's going to have a run. He's just going to, I don't know if he's going to take it.
Yeah, Anthony's been very conservative here, saving his stuff, minding his own business. Meanwhile, Seth Hatchel now 8.5 tenths out in front.
Hatchel is pulling up high as man safe's going to get really tight under this 27 car. Don't know if it's going to be enough. Now he's loose on the bottom, saves it. And now Anthony Pelican's going to go by on the outside. Now Ryan Gemmel, his teammate of the teammate of the 44, is going to go by him. As Stravato is still struggling to get around the 81 here. This is the time. The laps are clicking fast for AJ, and he needs these spots. He needs to get these spots and get closer to the guys in the red spoilers here. And he is starting to have trouble here. He's going to get tight under the 81. Not going to be enough. Man, AJ he's trying to drive up there. I can promise you that. He is just trying. It's just nothing is working.
He is stuck in a box right now. It clears up for him a little bit. He'll jump up to the high side behind Cody Atkins, who is now up in 6th position. Cody still hanging tough up here. He started 11th, and one of his best runs of the season at this point. Eric Lambert as well right there behind him. Can't talk highly enough about those two today. Keith Mayato back here in 10th, still hanging tough with the damage that he has on his car. Angelo Ronas back in 11th, Jeremiah Vincent in 12th. These guys...
Man, Cody. Yeah, man, we got a battle for 6th here. Sorry for cutting you off. And these guys are going after it. AJ's going to get a crucial spot here. Now the question is, can he get by safe Ferris? Ferris's tires are really starting to fall off here. He's really starting to come back to the clutch of the 33, the 81, the 3, and the 56. Stravato clears the 81. Now, can Stravato get up to the 44 and pass him is the question.
He's already struggled with that once so far on this run, and closing in right now on the backstretch. Everybody's still single file as they work their way towards turn 3. Hatchel still 9/10 out in front. You'll see Zach Carr has not been able to cut into it just yet with the cleaner air. Nobody around him, but we did see Zach start to struggle late in the run. I'm not sure if that was just fuel savings. They were tracking him down a bit before that even.
The thing with Zach is we saw in the last run he was in clean air and he might have burned off his tires. This had to come from 15th. Could he have pushed his tires even harder this run? And we saw in the last run how much he fell off. If he falls off this run, it could be very costly. And as we see, there were maybe about 10-15 laps left to go in this run. Is safe, man, it goes high, and AJ trying to get under him here. I don't know if it's going to be enough here, but yeah, you never know. Seth Hatchel, he is pulling a big gap here as AJ Stravato finally clears the 44. But yeah, I don't know. Hatchel, he's trying to defend. I think right now he is pulling away and he's trying to make sure that he's the first one to go back to back.
And he did win at Chicagoland, which a lot of the same features of that track that you see here with the worn out surface. And he got to the lead late in that one and was able to drive away, but he had been one of the best on the long run in that race. Even while not leading, he was moving forward. And he's showing the same kind of speed tonight, although I think we're far from done. I have a feeling Anthony Pelican has something to say about this race. He's been up here. He's been all over these guys. And, I think he's got a little bit more tire than the 27 right now. And I think
he does. If he could just build that run, get around the 27 here. The 27 doesn't have draft. And as we're starting to get more spread out here, he's not going to have that push much longer unless Gamble can really stay with him here. But he looks a little faster than the 27 here. The 27 trying to break the draft down the front stretch here. And if Anthony can get by, we might be seeing Anthony and Seth Hatchel battling it out here. But again, pit stops. These could be the most crucial pit stops of the year. As a matter of fact, they are the most crucial pit stops of green flag pit stops of the year.
Yeah,
you speed here, this could be your race.
We've seen issues with Stravato speeding this season. Is right down there on the white line trying to close back up on Ryan Gemmel. But we've seen him have a few mistakes this season with speeding. I think Zach Carr has 1 or 2 penalties as well. We haven't really seen those mistakes from Anthony Pelican or Seth Hatchel. But it is so easy to overshoot your box here with how slick the track is, how worn out the tires are. You really underestimate the grip you have when you put the brakes on. And
yeah, for sure.
And I think it's very likely one of these guys makes a small error. It's just, how much is that going to cost you?
Exactly. And for Hatchel right now, he's got such a big lead. He doesn't want to ease it into pit road, but he wants to make sure that he doesn't leave a whole second out on the table, but enough to where he can keep the lead here, not push it as hard, because Zach Carr and Anthony Pelican are going to need to make up a lot of time on pit road to even get close here. And as we saw in the beginning of the run, it gets really, really packed up. So if Hatchel can build that speed, and if he can build that gap and get enough away, as these guys are going to have to probably draft up to him, if he can just stay out ahead of these guys as much as he can, he'll be looking really good for the end of this race.
Keep in mind, he has been burning more fuel out there running like this, so
yes,
that could be a factor. It could be the same exact thing that happened to Zach Carr. He might have to pit a lap or 2 earlier than some of those guys because he's been burning more fuel, and that, he might be able to kind of reap the benefits on the front end of the run, but the fresher tires will probably pay dividends throughout the rest of the race for everyone else. So
for sure. And as we see this battle for second starting to tighten up a little bit, but now I think here we saw about 50 laps you had to save. Will guys try to make it to the end, save some fuel at the beginning of the run, and try to get it to the end? We're about 3 laps. We're still not into making it all the way on fuel. 49 laps might be even stretching it, but you might still have to save for that. The question is, Seth Hatchel, if he saved enough fuel and hasn't burned off, like you said, being in the lead, if he has to pit a lap later, Seth's going to be in a really bad spot because Zach, Anthony, and AJ have been saving just being in draft.
Yeah, and you can see now AJ trying to make the move on Ryan Gemmel. This would be back to 4th position for him, just not quite able to get back in the throttle right there. He'll hang on to 5th for the moment, but Ryan Gemmel right here in the mix of these championship drivers. Yeah, it's gonna be very important to see, you know, when these guys come down pit road, as Hatchel still maintaining this 1.5 second gap, and the battle now could be for second. Look at Anthony Pelican, swings it high, swings it low, down into turn 1. They'll be side by side. Oh, and drifting up the track. Sorry, Alec, I think I was muted there for you, but
You're all good. I was a little scared.
yeah, sorry about that.
You're all good. This guy's picking up for second, though.
I know, right? He slid up the track right there, almost got into the 27 of Zach Carr. And farther back, James Loveland, Safe Ferris, those two teammates are battling it out with Cody Atkins, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So it's
a big pass for Anthony Pelican here. He's trying to side draft into the corner. He's got Gemmel, he doesn't want to lose a spot there. He's going to get really tight underneath that 27 here. If he can keep on that quarter, I think we're starting to see that fall off that Zach Carr had later in the run in the first stage here. He's going to get a push, and I think we'll be hearing here, we got a little bit of lap traffic with Dallas Sullivan getting in front of the leaders. Pelican slides up the track. Little contact. Oh, man, about an inch away. As here comes the 33, and now the 56 of James Loveland is in this picture in the top 5, along with Cody Atkins.
And Loveland was on the apron not all that long ago. How about Zach Carr all the way to the outside wall? Slid up the track right there. Here comes Gemmel now going to try and take second away.
Gemmel, another one of those guys who isn't in the playoffs playing a big factor, but if you look on that logo right on the hood, V-Speed, Seth Hatchel's teammate. He's trying to help Seth here. This could be very crucial for Seth here. We got about 49 laps to go. This looks like we're in the fuel window here. Now the question is, can these guys run down Seth Hatchel, or is Seth Hatchel gonna walk away with the second championship? Because it ain't over until it's over.
Safe Fair is pulling onto pit road now. He'll be one of the first drivers. Josiah Vincent, also Jeremiah Vincent just exiting pit road. Angelo Ronis as well has brought it in. And when do these leaders come down? Seth Hatchel.
Zach Carr, he is pitting, has come on the radio. He is pitting. Does he have AJ Stravato come in with him? No, he doesn't. Carr's going to pit all by himself. He's going to be in the fuel window now. Now the question is, how does Seth Hatchel respond to this?
Yeah, Zach Carr nicely on the pit road there. No issues at all. We see Safe Ferris and Josiah Vincent rolling off of the pit lane. Hatchel still on track, working out of turn number 2. Ryan Gemmel is in second. He is 2.2 seconds behind. That's how big of a gap Hatchel has opened up here on this long run.
And Hatchel is coming into the pits here as he is coming in hot, nice and easy in. Makes it without speeding. Gemmel is flying into the pits. Oh, Stravato! Man, he looked really close. I think he made it.
Yeah, they were both sliding on the pit road right there. Gemmel almost got into the wall, it looked like, or he was almost fully sideways.
He was standing in there. Zach Carr is on the racetrack now, so let's see what's going to happen here. 4-tire pit stop, failing her up. Zach Carr is now into turn 3. What will happen? Where will he end up on track? Is Seth Hatchel? Jack's the left side. Jack comes down. He is up and away. As now, looks like Ryan Gemmel might have sped. They are holding him for a while. Yes, he did speed. As now we see AJ Stravato exiting. Safe Ferry's exiting. Now Zach Carr gets around Stravato. Now Hatchel is going to get passed by his teammate. And Safe Ferries goes to the lead. Angelo Ronis, I think, also pit as well. So that's one of Zach Carr's teammates. As Zach Carr is now close to the 8 as they're side by side with the 17 of Angelo Ronis. And Zach Carr closing in slowly on these guys, being side by side, stalling each other out.
As James Loveland brought it in from the race lead. Right now, it's looking like Safe Ferris will take over the race lead. He was one of the first drivers to pit. Angelo Ronis pit a couple laps before him, so that's why they're up here now. But the gap from Zach Carr to Seth Hatchel is much less than it was before. It was 2.5 seconds nearly, and now that gap just a few tenths. As Hatchel all over the back bumper of the 44, but we're kind of back in the same situation we were just in. I think Seth will get past him here. He's got fresher tires. The question is how long can he
back?
Safe still on the high side. Zach should be able to get by him. He's got 4 lap fresher tires, and that does make a difference here.
We look here now. Remember, Seth Hatchel has 1 lap fresher tires than Zach Carr. As Carr sends it up the inside, able to clear him. Now here comes Safe fighting back on the bottom, trying to play for his teammate, trying to hold back for Seth Hatchel here. But will Zach Carr be able to clear him? Yes, he will. Now it's a battle. This is going to be your first and second in the championship and in the race. This is for the race win and the championship. AJ Stravato about 2.5 seconds back from these guys, if not even more. He's going to need a caution to play into his favor here. It's going to be between these 2 guys for the championship at the moment.
Yeah, and the previous attempt that Zach Carr made before Dave Ferris came back underneath him there, Zach really dove it into the corner, and he got the apron and shot up the track. That's the only reason he was not able to carry that run out of that corner, and that's what brought Safe back in. So that held him back just that little bit more. Those small mistakes at a track like this can add up. And he's back in contention now. It's all focused forward. He's got the 8 machine in his sights. Stravato in 5th. Anthony Pelican all the way to 7th, but he has the freshest tires of the championship 4 drivers. Stravato lucky he did not get a speeding penalty there. He was definitely pushing the limits. He's got 3.5 seconds to make up, which is not much different than where he was at the start of the cycle.
Yeah, Stravato's going to have a tough time. He's going to need a lot to happen. It ain't over until the leader crosses and takes the checkered flag. But right now, with how spread out the field is, I don't really think there'll probably be a caution. This field is way too spread out. As we see back here, about 9th position is where, the racing is way closer with Loveland, Josiah Vincent, and Keith Miato. These guys are racing hard, but I don't think we're going to be seeing a caution unless something happens between these guys. And right now, Seth Hatchel, he's in the catbird seat, as they said. Anthony Pelican, he's got the freshest tires, but he's way too far back, in my opinion, that he's going to get anywhere close to Hatchel. I think Hatchel right now, unless Zach Carr can do anything, Hatchel is going to be looking really good here.
I wouldn't speak too soon, though. Pelican was a half second faster last time around than Hatchel. He's 5 seconds back, so if he can, it's going to equalize a bit, especially as the run goes on. That time he was only about 0.3 faster. But, if he can continue to chop away into that race lead, he might be up there at least close enough. If they get together, he might have a shot at it. He is closing in on AJ Stravato. He was about 2.5 tenths quicker than him last time around, so don't count him out just yet. I mean, the gap is pretty large, but anything can happen and will happen, as we've seen before.
That is very true, and trust me, if he does make me eat my words, that's good for us, right? Watching, so yeah. We might have an interesting battle here, but right now, Zach Carr, he's trying to get up. You can tell he is using everything he's got out of those good years, trying to get around the Hatchel here.
And he wants that race lead. We're going to go to a quick side-by-side commercial break. We'll see if he can get it. If this battle heats up even more, we'll break right back into it, but we will be right back.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying, to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every third Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
Back at the racetrack now. Seth Hatchel continues to lead Zach Carr in second, right there about 3/10 behind him, and Safe Fair is in the third position. AJ Stravato is closing in. He's about a half a tenth a lap faster, fourth position, about 3 seconds back, and Anthony Pelican closing in on him has cut his over 5 second deficit now down to 3.7, so he is on the move and running about the same lap times as AJ Stravato right now. They continue to try and claw their way back into it. 70 machine slow on the apron there. That is Lyle Sulfridge. Brought it back down pit road.
Yeah, there's just actually in the pits. I think he just had a 4-tire pit stop here. No, he'll definitely lose a lap here. He will have about 15 lap pressure tires than the leaders, so maybe he can go drive by these guys and get his lap back, which could play a pivotal role in this race if he's able to get up to them and maybe toy with the leaders, which I don't know if he'll do, but yeah, I don't know. Right now, as we see at the front, Carr is there, but he's got a lap older tires, and he just doesn't have that clean air, and it's still a long way to go. It says, but the laps are winding down as they go, and we got about 30 laps to go and before the season's over.
Yeah, and these guys will be pushing it to the edge of the fuel range. It'll be 46 laps for Hatchel, 47 for Zach Carr. So that is right towards the end, or the edge of what their fuel load is. So we'll see if anybody starts to struggle with that, or gets, has been pushing too hard and maybe hasn't saved quite enough here. I think they can make it, but it's tough to say.
The only one that I would think could be maybe a little worried would be the 27 of Zach Carr. He did pit, I believe, a lap before Hatchel, and Hatchel pitted with about 46 to go, and Zach Carr came in with about 47 to go. So, it could go either way here. I don't think they're going to probably need to say, I'm sure these guys know what they're doing on fuel strategy and everything. Obviously, Anthony Pelican is for sure the one that's good to go on fuel. But he's running about a tenth faster than these guys ahead of him. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but he is the fastest out of these top 5 right now.
He has definitely closed up on AJ Stravato. That gap now just 0.3 of a second between 4th and 5th. So
yeah, Pelican, he's got about 2 lap pressure tires here. Depends. AJ's going to make it really hard on him to pass him, but for sure right now, Pelican is by far the fastest car on the racetrack.
Yeah, that time by at 32.84 from the 99 machine. Race leader Seth Hatchel 33.05, which is actually slower than Zach Carr. And that could be because the 44 machine right here in the mix, he's actually kind of pushing the 27 towards the 8 machine. They're all drafting and kind of pushing and pulling in that way. And the gap now under a tenth and a half as across the stripe. Zach Carr is closing. Maybe take a shot right here in turn 1.
Here it goes. He goes to the outside. He might have a run. This race might not be over, folks. Here he comes. Gonna have a run. He just doesn't have that push to take it on Seth Hatchel here. Man, this race is heating up.
He's still there. He did close up just a little bit by doing that, but not enough to make a pass. They'll try it again here at 3 and 4. Upper on that end of the racetrack sometimes to make the high side work, but yeah, you see it stretch back out about a tenth and a half again. He'll try it probably one more time, maybe switch things up. Hatchel goes high, Carr goes low.
Gonna have enough air to get to the front end of that nose there. Hatchel couldn't go down and take the air away. He's right there, but now Hatchel's gonna have to guess where Zach is gonna run now. Now that could play a big role. As right now, I think Hatchel's gonna guess right now. Zach's gonna be really hard. He's gonna push those tires to the limit here on the front end of that car, and with the way the air is gonna work on the front of that of that Chevrolet Camaro.
Yeah, nose to tail still. It's about a 10th and a half across the stripe again. That car doing everything he can. Now he kind of slows up in the center, cuts down the racetrack here, trying to bring the momentum from pulling down the hill there. And it does work a little bit. He'll close back up now, 10th and a half at the end of the straight. It's a guessing game. It's a chess match here as the cars continue to burn their tires up and the fuel load wears off. You know, whoever picks the right lane at the right time.
It is. You know, I think a big thing here is having Hatchel. He's obviously the leader, and if Zach can get a run and pull next to him, but that big deciding factor is going to be what is the 44 Safe Ferry's going to do? If these guys get side by side, does Safe push his teammate? Does Safe take him through water? Does he push Zach Carr? It's going to be really interesting. You see Zach going all the way up to the top, trying to build a run. He's kind of got the 44 with him. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It's going to be really close here.
Yeah, he's lost a little bit of ground over the last couple of laps, but Safe Ferris has not won this season. He did find victory lane at Watkins Glen last season. His only victory that year, and how he would like to get back to victory lane. It's been quite a while, but he is up here right in the thick of it for sure. Farther back now, looking at it, there's Lyle Sulfridge. He's closed up on Anthony Pelican. So Lyle, it was a 2-tire pit stop, 10 seconds on pit road. But it looks like 2 tires, maybe a viable option. He's been able to drive up this far.
Hey, Anthony, he does have those fresher tires in AJ, but it looks like he's starting to stall out behind the 33 here. He said we get into that air here, it really doesn't. Your tires can be about 3-4 laps fresher, and you can see Anthony is just stuck behind the 33. Can't really do anything. Maybe if Anthony moves up, he can maybe get around him here, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not working for him at the moment. He continues to try and dive low. AJ cuts down the racetrack, throws that dirty air on the nose. They stay where they're at, although Anthony closes up a little bit that time. Good run out of turn number 4. He'll be right on the bumper into turn 1, and this time he'll swing to the high side.
Be interesting to see if he can get a run here. I think Stravato's going to have enough of a gap built up where the run might not matter as much, but he still will have a decent run here. It looks like it's going to stall out with that air bubble.
The best case scenario here, though, is, if he can't pass him, at least push him. And they are making a little bit of time now and then. It's really, really close, though, with the lap times of the race leaders. So need to go a little bit faster than that. They're starting to run out of laps. 3 seconds behind, 20 laps to go. The battle for the championship still up here. Seth Hatchel and Zach Carr. Zach is not going to give it up. He has won 7 races this season. He wants his 8th win and the championship, which would be about the same stat line you had there, Alec, with the championship last night.
Yeah, yesterday was a fun little time, and I will want to point out here that as we go into the lap traffic we're running up here, the next lap car there is Reggie Ortega and Dallas Sullivan. Well, the thing about Reggie Ortega is he is the teammate of the 27 of Zach Carr. That could play a big factor here as we go into these closing laps, as we come under almost 15 to go in this race and into this season. Reggie Ortega could play a big role in this race at the end.
Yeah, and Dallas Sullivan actually brought it down pit road. He's got heavy damage on that car. But he's not going to be a factor. But Reggie Ortega up the road by, let's see here, about 6 seconds. Yeah, they'll catch him here probably. Trying to take a look at the lap times. He's about 0.4 of a second per lap slower. So that's 15 laps. Oh boy, that's right at the end of this race.
I'll let it go. Yeah, as we see, I think Zach he's trying everything here. He's getting tight. I think those tires are really starting to wear, and that 44 Safe Ferries is trying to close in here. And if Safe starts battling Zach, that might be all she wrote. And well, it ain't over till it's over unless a caution, but it's going to be the best thing that Seth Hatchel's going to be having going his way.
And Hatchel, who missed a few races this season, one of the most consistent across the board. He's got the 3rd best average finish here in the league behind Zach Carr and AJ Stravato.
Another thing that just happened, I just noticed, Angelo Ronis just came out of the pits, fresh tires. He is only going to be about 2 seconds ahead of Seth Hatchel here. This could be another big thing happening in this race as Zach Carr is trying to make as much time as he can using that top lane. But now the next 2 lap cars are teammates of the 27 car. Seth Hatchel may not have it all yet. It may come down to how can he get around this traffic. And the biggest thing of all is Angelo Ronis has fresher tires than these guys. You can play with them.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of lap times he's putting down here. Last time was a 34.90, so that was probably... Oh, yeah, and he is definitely low here. He was on pit road for 20 seconds. He does have a bit of right front damage, I believe, as he has been struggling the second half of this race. But he is going to be right there in the way. The gap is not very much. Hatchel closing in, 15 laps to go.
Yeah, so Angelo's going to take his air away here. He's going to try to play Ross Chastain. Because right now, Zach Carr is under a lot of pressure from the 44 Safe Ferries. Ferries is going to try to play the teammate game. It's all coming down to teammates here. Teammates are going to matter in these closing 15 laps.
I'm glad we talked about it early on because it is going to be a contributing, maybe a decider of this championship. Hatchel having a great run tonight, backing up his performance at Chicagoland, looking for his 3rd victory of the season, which would be the most he's gotten in one single season. He's gotten 2 in each of the last 2 years, and 2 so far. As there's Angelo Ronis right there in front of him, 17 machine.
Angelo has damage here. Oh, he's slowing up the 8. The 8's slowing down. The 27's gonna close up. It didn't seem to affect him as much as I thought it would, but it definitely is hurting the 8. Through the corners, the air all over the 8. Now the 44 looks under the 27.
Yeah, Zach Carr got really loose, almost caught the wall there out of turn number 2, and that really affected him. And here comes Safe Ferris, and here's the problem. If Angelo Ronis is right there in the mix, even if he's holding Seth Hatchel up, there's still dirty air off of both of those cars. The only benefit is the draft on the straights, and Seth, I think is...
that air away.
And Seth doing a good job of trying to get out of the dirty air, and they're still side by side behind them for the 2nd position. Safe Ferris down low. Here comes
Everything
Hatchel.
that Angelo might be doing might not even matter right now because of what Safe racing the 27. You see Seth getting tight on that bottom. Man, it's coming down to air games. I think Zach's tires are really starting to fall off here. Even Hatchel being tucked up right behind Angelo. Just almost still a little bit faster, if not just a 100 slower. I don't know how much this is really affecting. I think Zach Carr's tires are really starting to fall off here.
Yeah, the gap not really shrinking very much. Seth is pulling a little draft here, and he could very easily just bump him up the track too if he felt it necessary. It's clear what's going on. There we go. I think he might
clear him. He
not
has
quite.
He's stalling out. They're side by side. Zach Carr is going to get a massive run down the straightaway.
Here he comes. The
What
44
does Hatchel do?
of Safe Fair is still there, right behind him as well. And Zach definitely closing in, but he's got a little dirty air there, a little up the track out of the corner.
Well, if these two start battling right now, AJ Stravato and Anthony Pelican are right there. They're not right there, but they are away, a little bit away. They are close enough to, if something happens between these two, they will be right there to pounce if they lose a lot of time.
You can see Zach Carr, he's gotten to about 3.5 tenths behind Hatchel, and he can't seem to close up much more than that because Seth can start to take his air away, and Safe seems like he's more on the loose side is what it appears to me. It seems these guys around him are they're a bit on the tight side. The Safe seems like he's a little bit in control of what his car is able to do with the rear tires being able to slide a little bit more for him, as he has been all over Zach here for quite some time. And
Hatchel up to the outside. He's gonna stall him out. Can Angelo stay with him is the question. They go into the corner. Angelo has the fresher tires, able to clear Hatchel again. The 27 gets a little closer. The 44 still with the 27. It is a 3-man race at the moment for this win. 7 laps to go here at Atlanta.
While this is all going on, Stravato has cut the distance down to 2.5 seconds. Anthony Pelican right there behind him. They're not gaining much, if anything, really, but they're not losing time either, as Hatchel now stretches it back out to about 0.4 of a second. Angelo Ronis still right there in front of them, the fresh tires.
Now we have 2 lap cars that could play a factor. Another one of Zach Carr's teammates, Reggie Ortega. Man, this race is getting crazy. There's only 6 to go. Man, it's getting wild.
Hatchel doing a real good job not letting it get to him, though. I'm a bit surprised, you know, with the dirty air that close to him. It seems, though, maybe the deficit on tires for Zach Carr has cost him as he loses a bit of time there going up to the high side. A big run now on the straightaway as they're side by side out in front.
Angelo is trying everything he can to hold up Seth. Seth gets really tight on the bottom of the 17, but man, Carr needs to find somewhat life in those tires. They're really starting to hurt him. Those 1 lap older tires are really starting to hurt. As Ferries is keeping the pressure on him. If any slip up by Zach Carr, that might be it, because Safe Ferries is right there. He's gonna mess with them. Teammates first teammates in the closing laps. Angelos, Hatchel, or Ronis and Hatchel side by side. Hatchel goes by. Ronis gets up to the outside, gets him tight. Oh, they're side by side. It's really close. Oh my goodness.
And that might cost him more time, but Zach Carr a little bit loose on exit. It is 5 laps to go. It's coming right down to the very end of this season. It's Seth Hatchel and Zach Carr and AJ Stravato and Anthony Pelican chopping away into this lead. It's now 0.2, 0.3 per lap, and that gap is down to 2 seconds.
Dave Ferries is voicing his displeasure on the radio with Angelo Ronis. And it sounds like they are the tempers are starting to flare here. They are battling for the championship. Teammates sticking up for teammates here. Man, it's getting close.
Hatchel still hanging on, about 0.4 out in front. Reggie Ortega up the road there. Reggie is on old, well, he's not on brand new tires, but about the same, I think, as Angelo, actually, a few laps older. But Reggie may not play as much of a role in this one. I don't know if even having just the 2 cars there is going to make that much of a difference. Look at the draft there from Hatchel up to the 17.
3 to go. Oh my goodness, this is getting down to business. There's 2 to go. Can Hatchel hold on for his 2nd straight championship?
Oh, Zach Carr!
Whoa!
That might have just done it. That hurts the car that much. And now it's
they're
safe.
Side by side. The teammates of Zach Carr side by side. They're going to clear each other. Hatchel has 2 more perfect laps. If he can keep the 27 behind him, Seth Hatchel will win the championship.
And he has weathered the storm here at the end. This is everything that you can get thrown at you pretty much. Safe Ferris has been a good teammate there behind, but has not been able to really make any moves on Zach Carr. If anything, he's actually slightly pushing him forward. But yeah, I mean, Hatchel now, he's going to have Reggie Ortega right here in front of him. The gap going to be right around 0.7, I think, when they cross the line, and that damage on Zach Carr playing a role right here. It's actually up to 0.9 now out of turn number 4. So Hatchel, white flag in the air, going for back-to-back championships. He'll go down to the inside. Reggie Ortega up high. Hatchel's going to be right there to his inside. I don't know if you can hold somebody up even a whole second here, as Hatchel giving him plenty of room. Reggie here he comes through 3 and 4. Seth Hatchel. He won to qualify into the championship 4. He's got 2 wins this season. Gonna be 2 championships for Seth Hatchel. His 3rd win. He wins the championship back to back. The 8 machine for Team V-Speed, able to hold him off there in the end. And what a run there by Hatchel as he once he got to the lead, that was all she wrote pretty much.
What a race, what a battle, getting close to the end here. Seth Hatchel, man, what a run for him. What a great race. I hope the fans enjoyed, man. Seth Hatchel, 2 in a row on championships. That don't come by. It takes a lot of work to win 1, but winning 2 in a row, what a drive by Seth Hatchel. Just overcoming adversity, being right when everything was getting thrown against him. What a win. What a championship run. Wow. Congratulations to Seth Hatchel. That's pretty impressive.
That will be his 3rd win of the season. Zach Carr comes up 2nd, just 1 position short of winning the championship after a dominating year. You know, he would have loved to have capped it off with that championship, but, you know, he can go home knowing he was the guy to beat each and every week out here, and even tonight he led a good portion of the laps and was right there at the end fighting for it. So nothing to be ashamed of for Zach Carr. We'll get to talk with him and Hatchel and the rest of the championship drivers, safe fares as well, who finished in the 3rd position right after a quick commercial break. We are back at the racetrack now, pulling in our 3rd place finisher first. That is going to be Safe Fares. You see him there on the screen, 3rd place driver here tonight. Let's see if we can get a quick word in with him. Safe Fares, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, hey Adam, I got you.
Hey, Safe. Well, a very interesting race out there tonight. You were up in the top 10, pretty much the whole time. We saw you charge towards the front very early on. You just hung around there. You were right there in the middle of that championship battle. How interesting was that?
It was interesting. I'm trying my best to help out my teammate here, Seth, to stay ahead of the other championship 3. And at the same time, I'm trying to race my race, trying to get a good finish. I've been gone for a long time, and I wanted to come back and see what I can do. I was really wheeling it. It was an interesting setup and an interesting race with the aero package that this car comes with. At the end of the day, I'm happy with third place. However, wish we could have got the win. Seth drove a good race as well and won the championship. So congrats to my teammate over there. Well-deserved championship. Glad to see that he came on top.
Yeah, Safe. Definitely very interesting to see you there in the mix, and a really good run for you. I know you missed some races. You were looking to get back to victory lane, like you said. This is the last race in the Gen 6 car here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. We'll be switching over to the next gens next season. How do you feel, about next season and maybe getting back to victory lane in one of those cars?
Well, I haven't tried the new car yet. I'm quite intrigued to give it a try on the off season, see what it feels like. Um, Definitely got some good feedback from other drivers saying that racing is going to be much more interesting and it's going to bunch up the field, so the competition is going to be much fierce than what it has been for the previous seasons. So I'm really looking forward to it. Can't wait for the next season to start and see how many races we can attend, and hopefully we can get this 44 V-Speed Red Speed car into victory lane.
Yes, sir. It'd be great to see you get back up there on the top step of the podium. But today it'll be third place for you after starting in eighth. Big piece of that championship battle right there is it was coming down to teams and cars putting dirty air on one another. Very, very fun to watch and really strategic battle to the very end. But congrats on third place. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Shout out to Shenandoah Shine for coming on and sponsoring the league here, V-Speed as well, V-Speed Broadcasting. You guys have been doing a tremendous job. I was still watching the broadcast that you guys were having for the other races that I missed, and great coverage as always. Below the Double Yellow podcast, there's a lot of good contents over there, so anyone listening, go check them out. And to all the fans that have been tuning in to Below the Double Yellow Cup Series and enjoying the races that we're throwing at you to watch.
Awesome, Safe. Well, congrats again. Enjoy the off season. Hopefully, we see you in some of the fun races here over the next few weeks, and be excited to see you back next season.
Yeah, can't wait for that. Merry Christmas to all, and Happy Holidays and New Year.
Thanks, Safe. That was third place finisher Safe Ferris. We're gonna go to fourth place finisher AJ Stravato, and Alec, I believe you are with him.
AJ Stravato, driver number 33. Fourth place in the championship standings. I know it's not what you wanted, but man, you drove a heck of a race. I know you were trying to fight, man. Just take us through what happened there.
I thought we had a really good first run. Saved my tires, I think, the way we needed to. And I don't know, just that last run, or the second run right there on that last restart, I just couldn't get by Safe. That's really all it was. And I knew he was going to help out his teammate. Crazy how he shows up out after all these weeks. But I don't really have much nice to say about him right now. But I just didn't drive a good second half of that race. I should have saved my tires better, just done something a little bit different, because clearly whatever I was doing wasn't working out. But I'll take, I think, third in the championship. Sucks. I think we got a better pace than what we did right there, but that's just the way racing is. And, we'll learn from it. I haven't been racing as much on oval stuff, and clearly shows I need to, because I think I've lost a little bit of a step. So, sucks to end the season that way. But congrats to Seth, man. He drove a hell of a second half of the race, regardless of how I feel about his teammate around him. Me and Zach did everything we could, and at the end of the day, that's all I can ask for. Gave him my best, and just wasn't enough.
Yes, sir, man. Congratulations on your third place run. Before we let you go, man, anybody want to give a shout out to?
Adam and you, good job. I'm sure you did a great job first time in the booth. Adam, obviously doing a hell of a job. Obviously, all my teammates for making the season all fun. Both sides of it. It was fun racing you as well, Alec, and just all the league sponsors and league admins, Below the Double Yellow, American Trucking Association, all the guys that make it happen, SP Designs, Martin Sports. A lot of fun this year. Sucks to come up short, obviously. Second year in a row really does suck, but we can use this as motivation going to next season and race other people the way they want to be raced and race me. So I'm looking forward to next year and a new challenge in the next gen car.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great job, AJ. It's fun watching you out there today. Good drive, man.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. hell of a job broadcasting as well. Always a pleasure watching these. You and yourself. You do a hell of a job, bro. Always fun to watch these and continue to see your community channel grow, bro. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, that is AJ Stravato, who finished 4th in the race tonight, 3rd in the championship. We don't have Anthony Pelican here, so pulling in Zach Carr now, who finished 2nd in tonight's race, 2nd in the championship. Alec, I believe you're with him as well.
Sir, Zach Carr, man, a heck of an effort today. I know you drove your heart out, man. 2nd place in the standings, just 1 spot short. But man, take us through that race, because it was sure as heck fun to watch, man.
Yeah, I felt like we were the best there all night. Car was really fast, really tight actually. I felt like we had good control of the race from the beginning with that pole, and then with the way the dirty air is, multi lanes really weren't there tonight. Top lane kind of seemed to burn more tire, and also was just overall slower. So it just felt like a 1-lane train around the bottom, which is how it is. And weirdly, with the way that we are given our fuel, apparently somehow I had about half a gallon to a gallon less than everybody else around me, so I had to save for that last few laps before the stage. So really kind of put us back, and felt like we were put in a very unfair situation with the way that that was given out. But that's just how it is, I guess, sometimes. And had to make the recovery on the restart from, I think, 14th and behind a couple lap cars all the way back up to 2nd, and then try to undercut him, because I knew if we could get in front of him, we could just hold him off with the air. And then unfortunately, the way that it goes nowadays, teams are involved a little more than they should be, and that's kind of how that played out at the end there. So I don't really have any more comments on the team aspect of the way that played out. I just, it just sucks the way that has to happen, and yeah.
Yeah, man, it's just part of the racing we have now. But before we let you go, congrats on the 2nd place finish in the championship standing, man. Anybody else want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Just you guys for broadcasting, and the sponsors putting this on, teammates, like I said, AJ and all them, they've helped me out all season, and great friends and buddies to work with, and shout out to everybody I raced with in the league this year. It was great, especially you, Alec. Had a lot of fun racing with you up front, man. Maybe I might be back next season. We'll just see. Not really a fan of the way that the next gen car is looking, but we might be back. We might not. We'll see.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you. Congrats on your 2nd place finish in the championship standings again. Heck of a year, man. Look forward to seeing you next year if you show up, man. It was fun to watch you all season, and fun to compete against you, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Alec. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, awesome
Thank
season
you.
there, Zach. And sorry you came up short here, but really incredible season from you, and
Thank you.
nothing to be too upset about. I know that you wanted to win, but man, great job all season long. Wanted to say.
Thanks, guys.
So that's 2nd place, Zach Carr. We're going to go now to the race winner and the champion. That is going to be Seth Hatchel, the number 18. Pull him in the booth here. Seth Hatchel, Adam, the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Adam.
Well, Seth, it got pretty wild there at the end. We saw lap cars in the way. We saw, coming and going between you and Zach, and it got really intense. Did you think it was going to come down to that close there at the end?
At the start of that run, I definitely didn't think it would get that close. I mean, Carr is definitely quicker than I am. I won't make any excuses about it. So I knew at some point he was going to save a little bit and then run back up to me. And I think he got close a couple of times. And then there with the lap car there, that was sort of surprising. I think it just happened at the right time, though. Carr had, he had been trying to figure stuff out, just trying to find a way to make time. And I think he had worn his stuff out and was able to just manage the dirty air behind me and keep him behind me. So pretty happy about that. But what a crazy race. These mile and a halves are pretty wild. I think all 3 of my wins this year are on mile and a halves, which is crazy because I don't think they're my specialty. I don't feel like I'm aggressive enough, but really happy to come away with the win here in the championship.
Yeah, and this is your 3rd win, back-to-back championships. How does it feel to be able to do that? First 2-time champion in the below the double yellow racing league. Definitely, showing your skills here this season on a different set of tracks, like you said, different circumstances. What does it mean to win these back-to-back in such a competitive league?
It means a ton. Like you said, this league is super competitive. It's the most competitive racing I've ever done, and there's plenty of guys in here really quick and are going to go on to do some really cool things on the sim. So to be able to come out here and at least beat them in this race and for the championship, that means a lot. especially for all the sponsors and everything. And Nick and all the admins are doing a great job for setting up this league. They do a good job, and I'm happy to represent them as a champion.
Awesome, Seth. Well, we're coming back in the next gen car. How do you feel about going out there? You have any time in that machine, or how do you feel about that compared to the Gen 6?
I'm pretty nervous about that, I'll be honest. I don't have any time really in that car, maybe a little bit in a road course. They're going to be really interesting. If tonight was a crazy race, those things are going to be really crazy. So I'm sure those will be fun to watch. I'll have to get some practice in on those and see if we can go for a third.
Yes, sir. We'll see if you can go back to back to back, which would be completely unprecedented here in the Below the Double Yellow Racing League.
Yeah.
But so far, back to back, the first time anyone's done that, first time anyone's won 2. Did it by winning the race this season. As opposed to last year, you ended up second in that race, but won the championship. So a great way to close things out. 3 wins, most you've had in a season, and had 90 of the 150 laps here tonight. So anybody want to give a shout out to for the championship and this season?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for doing the broadcast tonight. I know you guys do a great job. Have to go back and watch that. Got to thank Nick, all the admins doing a great job. Setting up this league, they do a great job. It's hard to manage all these moving parts, and they do a fantastic job with it. Got to thank all the sponsors for coming on board and let us do what we do. Got to thank all the drivers putting on great racing, and my team V-Speed.
Awesome, Seth. Well, congrats again. Go celebrate 2 championships now, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Sure. Congratulations, Seth. Heck of a year, man.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, and that is Seth Hatchel, driver, the number 8 machine, taking it home tonight. Back-to-back champion here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. What an exciting race tonight. Let's go through the rest of the results as we close things out for the season. Seth Hatchel taking home that championship over Zach Carr. That gap just under 1 second by the end of the race, but Zach Carr gave it everything he had. An amazing recovery there after running out of fuel in stage 1. Going to the tail end of the field, he comes up just short, and you got to really commend him for that drive. Just an incredible performance here when everything was against him. Able to drive up there and really have a good shot at tonight's win. He'll come home second in the championship. 7 wins this season. Safe Ferris, he'll finish in the 3rd position. 4th position is going to be AJ Stravato, 3rd in the championship. Anthony Pelican, rather, right there behind him. He'll finish 4th in the standings, but a top 5 to close out the season, and a really strong performance from him tonight as well. James Loveland finishes 6th. Keith Mayato able to salvage 7th somehow at the end of that. Jeremiah Vincent finishes in 8th. Eric Lambert, a nice finish in 9th. And rounding out the top 10, Josiah Vincent. 11th tonight, Reggie Ortega. 12th, Ryan Gemmel. 13th, Dennis Faircloth. 14th, Angelo Ronas. 15th, Cody Adkins. 16th was Lyle Sulfridge. 17th, Chris Samard. 18th, Dallas Sullivan. 19th, Zach Smith. And Eric Hutton rounding out the field in 20th. I'm not sure he even took a time or a lap tonight, but he'll round out the field here tonight. Crazy finish to this one tonight, Alec. Any last words here before we close out for the season?
Yeah, man, that was crazy. Appreciate you having me up here to call this last race, man. I appreciate it, and wow, it was a fun season competing with everybody in here. Just racing with them, and then obviously watching that. That was wild. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight. Hope everybody put on a show. We put on a show all season, and hope you guys enjoyed the races this season. Man, that was awesome. Again, Adam, appreciate you having me up here for this race, man. Hope I wasn't too bad. But man, what an awesome season next year. I look forward to covering, if not even racing next season with the next gen car, and it'll definitely add a new competitive level to all, at least everybody that runs a Cup Series season next year.
Yeah, looking forward to covering that, and I think you did an amazing job down here or up here in the booth, Alec. Really appreciate you jumping up here with me to close things out this season. Fun watching you on track as well, and racing with you. Xfinity Series. We want to thank all the sponsors out there. Shenandoah Shine for helping put everything on this season. Martin Sports as well, a huge sponsor of the Xfinity Series and here in the Cup Series. So many more. Simulators Anonymous, Outlaw Desert Racing, REG Customs, SP Designs, Sailor Tarot Magic, all of the sponsors that make it happen, Boston Web Marketing. I don't want to forget anybody else, but I'm sure there's quite a few more. Dialed In Racing.
Sure.
There we go. That's the last one. So thank all you guys for helping out with this season. Hope you guys did enjoy the broadcast. We'll be back in about a month on Thursday nights with the BMW Car Club of America. That is going to be a road course series, and looking forward to doing that one here with Alec as well.
Yeah, excited to call that.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a change from what we're currently doing, and
For sure.
gonna be a lot of fun learning some new cars, some new tracks, and new drivers. But we'll be back with the next gen cars here Tuesday nights, starting in January as well. So you won't want to miss any of that. Keep an eye out on our social media, which you can see on the screen right now. Stay up to date with what we're doing, and we want to wish everyone a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's. Thank you so much. Have a great night.